Hello everyone, it's Armstrong here from Ada Miniatures, and today we're gonna be converting this into this. So in here I have a Invader tank, and I bought it, it looked cool from the side, and then I unpacked it and it didn't look so cool anymore. One cool feature about it is the thermal plastic. You can see that on the side here it is light brown, it is dark brown. You can just hit it up with your finger and it turns into lighter brown. But I was digging through the boxes and wondering what car I want to do today. And like yesterday I have complete lack of any sort of ideas. So when I came across this monstrosity, I was like, maybe I'm just gonna do something with that. But like I said, I dislike this, like this kind of double turret, whatever it is. I know that this is supposed to be some sort of power coil leading to the tank, but it just looks silly in my opinion. And sometimes silly is good, but in this case silly is just silly. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I have a couple of ideas. But first I want to actually drill it out because it is plastic and it's gonna be easier for me to cut it into pieces when I have this out. So I want to get rid of this turret, and watching me cut turret with a saw is very entertaining. So I'll be back once I did it. Before I start cutting, I just want to show everyone how this looks inside. So this is the main body. It is a plastic piece, so it was extremely easy to drill by using just a hand drill. And like I said, I just don't want this top. But the insert, the chrome insert actually looks quite interesting. So I already decided that I ain't gonna be using this insert in this build because this is gonna be covered, and this is the most interesting part of this plastic insert. And maybe I'm just gonna cut it in half and leave the pipes because those pipes look okay. But I like this front piece in here, and I'm gonna leave it for some other build, and then I'm gonna cut the turret off and we'll see where I'm gonna go from there. So I'll be right back after the turret is done. So I cut the insert in half. I'm gonna keep this part for something else, and this is gonna go back inside of the tank. And this is gonna go on top. Come on. All right. And I'm just wondering, is this little nibbly knobbly piece necessary? And this is the turret. I dislike it right now, but this detail is nice, this detail is nice. The turret by itself is decent, so this is definitely just gonna go to the pile and eventually gonna be used up for something. And I'm so happy that I actually picked this for converting, as cutting a die-cast cars is hard, and cutting this was extremely easy as it is plastic. So I was looking at what to put on top, and I have this car in here. And I like this, kind of old. This just reminds me in a twisted mirror the Christmas, when they have the Christmas tree on top of it. And I was just thinking about making this sit on top of it. Of course, getting rid of the wheels. And then the second option I was considering was this military car that I drilled out, like I said, like a dummy ages ago. And just sitting on top of that. But again, from this car I want to save the tracks, and I'm actually thinking that this car gonna be probably the choice here. Like when I look at this, these huge doors in the back, it just reminds me of I think it was the last Resident Evil movie, one of those very bad ones. And these super tanks that the leader of the evil corporation of the Umbrella was actually driving in and dragging the survivors behind. Survivors. Yeah. So, like, I'm gonna be filling this space that I'm gonna be cutting out with something later on. Just some gribblies, but I really want to salvage those tracks because I don't have too many Gaslands side tracks, and up to recently I wasn't actually very good at scaling 3D prints. Yeah, so I don't have too many printed, and I busted a screen on my 3D printer like a dummy. So I need to buy a new one. I have still a second one, and I'm waiting, for an opportunity to buy a third one. Well, the third one I really need to first get the money for, but I have an eye on one. Like, the thing about 3D printing is it's a great source of pieces for your hobby, but at some stage it actually becomes hobby in itself. So you need to look out for the time you actually have to spend on your hobbies, because if you're gonna get stuck in 3D printing, you ain't gonna be doing crafting. Yeah. So I learned to compartmentalize. I just learned to put it aside whenever I don't need it. Yeah, so I'm using 3D prints as much as I can, but I don't spend so much time on it as I used to for the first few months that I have my first 3D printer. The funny thing is this, that I bought it to print some stuff for 40k, and I spent so much time printing that I stopped painting and assembling 40k, which did kind of counteract everything. So it was a little bit counterproductive, but right now I just figured out that if I want to print stuff, I just set it up, leave it, I don't touch it until it is printed, and then my cleanup takes about 5 to 10 minutes on my resin 3D printers. Yeah, so people tend to say that resin 3D printers are messy, and yes, they are messy if you are messy. And well, even though I am a messy crafter, I'm not very messy with 3D printers. So yeah. Oh, this is gonna be hard to cut. No, because this is just connected by a small area. Come on. So if you're cutting this like that, please be careful, don't cut your fingers if you have the same car. Yeah. Some people aren't happy about me cutting towards myself, but sometimes you just have no much of an option. So when you do that, be careful and be gentle, and don't press too hard because you're gonna cut off your thumb. So I have saved the tracks for some other project, which I'm gonna probably do this week or something. And let's see. Wrong way around. Sorry. Yeah, I have the nice wheel wells and everything saved. A little bit twisted, so they're gonna be, not fitting very well. But I have this car to sit on top of this tank. It's a bit wide, yeah, but why not? Like, I really wanted to save the front wheel well. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna cut off some pieces as well, just to marry it, like the middle part could go away easily, and this is gonna sink in more. Well, let's just try it. Yeah. In the worst case scenario, I'm gonna have to choose a different car, but I don't think so. I have this, and now I can easily cut through this, just like that, and come on, like that. Now the front. Yep, that fits. Now I look at this, and you know, like I said, the front now fits on top, but I would like to just push it a little bit back. And what is blocking in here is this little bit of a curve that hits the wheel wells here. So I'm just gonna cut it out by like 5 millimeters. It's gonna take me a few seconds, but you know, it's just cutting, nothing interesting. So I'll be right back. Now that I cut it off, it's almost where I want it. But now I'm just gonna probably cut off the back fins here. And you know, it should fit as I want it to. Just, you know, kind of, it's gonna lower itself on the tank body, and you know, hopefully. No, I'm about mil off, I guess. So you see, this isn't very fun to watch. So yeah. Come on. Just gonna leave this off for a sec, and yeah, that's what I want. It's gonna be sitting like that, slightly back. I know that I have a hole in here, but I'm gonna be able to fill it up. So let's see, where is the super glue? I still have the small bottle from yesterday. Hopefully it didn't dry off. I want to glue the glass because I like the details on it. There's some, you know, like provisions packed. Looks good. So I have a couple of connection points here. Here. All right. Let's just glue it in. So it stops moving on me constantly, and let's glue the front rack as well. I think that that's probably the best connection points here. And around here. Yep. I constantly glue it, you know, want to glue, put it the other way around that it should be. Now we have this. How you can see, it's falling nicely, but still just a couple of mils on the tank itself. Oh, this is too long as well. But I don't need it to be perfect. I only need the pipes really from that. So just hack it away with my clippers. And those clippers are ancient, and You know, the nice ones that I have, the blue ones, I did actually broke. I was building a grot tank, having fun with it, and then I was cutting a piece of wire and snap, I broke my favorite cutters. Right, just a little bit. Sorry for the shake. Whenever I work, I tend to have my hands on the desk, and that creates a shaking. Come on. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And now let's put it on the chassis. Let's see, what do we have here? We have some weird amalgamation of a 6-wheeled tank and some sort of a 4x4 vehicle. Yeah. And I'm actually very happy with it, and surprisingly it doesn't hold. I was thinking it's gonna be holding together, but yeah, I have these 2 exhaust pipes, they are fine. This is fine. Now it's time for some plastic art. Come on. So yes, plastic art. And I had scissors in here like a minute ago. Yeah, I still have them. So I'm just gonna cut straight line, hopefully straight, because everyone who watches my channel knows that my straight lines aren't usually straight. So yeah, let's just, first I need to glue this together. I want to clean it up. It's a bit messy. But yeah, let's just glue this back together. Do I always have to be so lucky? Yes. The super glue went on my fingers straight away. Just like not a second without it. And now in here, this big chunk that's covered nicely, and this, yeah, I'm looking for the connection points. That's one here, and here. Did I actually create a, yeah, I created a issue with this. It's too long. I'm just gonna cut it in. You know, sometimes you just make mistakes. Yeah, they don't have to be major, but it would push on it, and you know, yeah, this looks better. So 4 connection points. One here, 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 and here. And there's virtually no others. So this is holding on just small amounts of super glue. Yeah, and now I have to figure out how to cover the other holes. Of course, you know, plastic art is gonna be used like I tend to do, but I'm just looking for, do I want to use a lot of this one, or do I want to go with the smaller one? Too much thinking. Let's stop thinking and start just gluing stuff together, because thinking never was my strong suit when it comes to building. All right. So this gonna go here. It's gonna cover the back wheel as well, which is a good thing. It's gonna be a partial armor. So let's just cover this and in here. And even if the wheel get glued, I don't care. Yeah, it's Gaslands, you know, sometimes those wheels get stuck. I have cars which have fixed wheels because they are from plastic art. Not plastic art, they are 3D printed, so yeah. Oh, and I forgot about that. Oh, this thing. Yeah, I found this on the bottom of some sort of sweets. I don't remember what sweets because this was some time ago. But basically it's a nice texture, yeah? Like there is nothing to it, just a nice texture. So I can actually use this. You can see that it's flimsy. Yeah, but why not? It's a nice texture that, you know, if I just cut the edges off, I can easily use for Gaslands. And since those cars, you know, tend to be built from all sort of junk, you can easily sink them, you know, using just some sort of different kind of metal that was lying around. So yeah. This is so light and, you know, fluffy. Not fluffy, but you know what I'm talking about. But it's just, you know, it's so easy to bend it. Hopefully it's gonna stick with the super glue very well. And I'm gonna be able to just add it to different surfaces at once. Let's try it. So yes, and now bending and gluing. Yes, it exceeded my expectations. You can see how well it actually adjusted itself to the shape of the car. Yeah, so I'm in love with this material already. And I just, you know, remembered about it because I was doing some small cleanup around my crafting area and I just found it, you know, laying under my keyboard because I cut it out, put it under my keyboard to don't forget about it, and obviously I forgot about it. So yeah. But this is, you know, just the fact that it's a different texture, it's good enough for me, you know, for using it in different places. But the fact that it is as well, you know, able to just, it's gluing very well and it is bendable. It works even better than the thinnest plastic art that I have, so wow. New materials every day, you know, on my channel. You always find some sort of crap that you can use. So thinner plastic, the smaller size of the, I don't remember what's the name of the material, plates or whatever. Yeah, I used to work on the construction side and I was so familiar with this material, but now I don't even remember its name properly, so yay me. And again, I have massive mess around me, which isn't boding well for the effect. And sorry that I was jumping out of the edge of the screen. This is very usual for me. I tend to go too close to myself or too far away from myself, and then you do not see the craft at all. And I'm really sorry about that. I'm still working on this. Yeah, I think that I just need to make a small square on the cutting mat which is gonna be showing me exactly where to keep my model. Yeah, this is gonna work. And here it is. I have covered the gaps. There is one here, but it can be, but as well. Oh no, it's too big. It's gonna be on the ground. I was thinking about covering it with that, but unfortunately it doesn't work. So do we have a smaller ones? No. No ideas right now, but yeah, a merger of two quite big vehicles. I still think, about covering those wheel wells, because this just doesn't look well. So maybe, yeah, just cut it in half. And if you have any good ideas, or any ideas for the crafts, for the cars, give me a shout. I'm always open for the suggestions. Oh, it isn't even on the both sides, but I guess it's too late. Yeah. Give me a shout, I may use your idea. I like to hear from you all. Now, since this is a big vehicle, I can use this antenna, which I have from Warhammer 40k. And this can be a comm vehicle for whatever sponsor, for whatever team, as well as a tank. So here we go. I have the comms attached, and I want to use some weapon, but I'm not 100% sure which one. I have this giant electric thing, but this is too detailed. I don't want to lose this. I have this that I used in one of the previous videos, one of those weird cannons, futuristic ones. I have a small flamethrower, but again, well, maybe here in the window. And this could be a space to put some sort of a turret. And I have a bigger flamethrower. And what else do I have? I have this spaceship that I 3D printed some time ago. It is a tiny spaceship, and just look like some sort of futuristic weapon. Yeah? I was priming it to actually give it as a handheld weapon for a space marine. That's why it is brown, but I think I can just fix it here. It's gonna be a giant weapon, and I'm happy about it. So let's just go here, 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 and maybe here. And I think that I got like all connection points. Yeah, so it is some sort of spaceship. I don't remember what game from. Yeah, probably someone gonna recognize this. But I was printing it for Billion Suns, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to print it so big. I just want to see how it's gonna look out when I print it much smaller. And it's just, tiny, but great looking as some sort of weird weapon. Yeah, so I have this, and I'm just looking at that, and I don't know, do I want to do anything else to it? it's so simple, and if I'm gonna start doing more, it's gonna turn into just a mess. Maybe just one thing, just add a strip in here, just connecting everything. Like, you know, armor stack on top of armor, and a little bit of more of armor. Oh, come on. Yeah, so I have this strip. Actually, oh, nah, that's just stupid, silly, and weird. Like, I was thinking about, you know, throwing one of those giant barrels in front of some sort. Oh my goodness, I just pushed it again out of this. Sorry. So I was thinking about putting one of those giant barrels as a... I'm gonna just tilt it so in the future when I put my hands back, as a ram, you know, exploding ram on the front of the car. And well, it could work. Why not? But I need to have some sort of better surface. So sanding. And I'm sorry if half of this episode is out of frame. It's already quite late at night and my brain is just not connecting, I guess. So I have a flat surface here, flat surface there, and I can attach it here just a little bit more. So yeah, we have contact points, and there we go. So a giant barrel of fuel as an explosive tank, but there is one more thing that I have to do to it. It is to cover the hole in the side of the barrel, because I needed to drill it out to get rid of the uncured resin from inside. So yeah, and I think that's it, yeah, for this one. I'm gonna smack some paint on it and be right back. And here it is, nicely undercut. And like, I don't have all of the surfaces undercut, but most of them. And like always, I'm starting from a dry brushing of the pieces that I want to be metal. So this place over here, this, and this square thingy as well. And I'm thinking about the gun. I know that it is a spaceship, but for the purposes of this thing, it's a gun. And I didn't get all of the brown, so yeah. I'm sorry, it's about 3 o'clock at night and my cat, this is my cat, you know, singing hour. So he is just gonna do his recital right now. Yeah, he always do that at around that time. And you know, I'm up at this hour because I simply couldn't sleep and decided to do something creative instead. And this can be metallic as well. This can be picked up. like just a little detail on the tank itself, so it's good. And the antenna, I'm gonna get a little bit of metallic color. Yeah, I guess I'm happy with the dry brush. Alright, and now let's go to the main color. It is something that I never really use for anything. Hawk turquoise. Like I use it for some, like elvish stuff when I paint elves, but never for a car. So this is a first. Let's try it, and I really hope it's gonna look good. Especially, like on this kind of, like weird amalgamation of two vehicles. But I straight away like the color. Like I'm not usually a massive fan of blue. Like, I guess I have a ultramarine trauma. Yeah, the Space Marine chapter, because they are the beloved Games Workshop children, and I always like to go a little bit against the grain. So yeah, but this is lovely. I like the turquoise. So such a cool color, just look at it. Yeah, and I know tank blue, but who cares? So I'm just gonna paint it in blue and I'll be right back. So how you can see, the color really turned out brilliantly, and my cat is still going through his recital. Yeah, I'm in love with this color, and I was thinking how to paint the explosive ram of a barrel in front, and like I always go for the yellow, but the red this time gonna be done. So just I'm gonna apply it nicely and be right back. And there it is, the red. It still have to dry, but I have plenty of time to just do all of those little details on the roof. So I have red, I have metallic there, and I have my snakebite leather, which is in a atrocious condition. Yeah, but for some reason still works. It is an old paint and covers nicely, so I will just grab some of it and hope for the best. So I want this here pack to be snakebite leather. And I'll be right back. Yeah, I really need to send my cat to the cat edition of My Cat Got Talent, and definitely something of a after 3 o'clock at night edition. So we have this, and I can see a bedroll in here and some other sack in here. And this bed doesn't cover very well. It creates shadows and highlights straight away. Well, not like if I want to, I can just mix it up a little bit better, but this thickness that I have of it just works for that purpose. All right, and now for the metallics, I have a smaller brush, There is this kind of small-ish wheels in here. I don't know what it is, but looks like it should be metallic. And this seems like, I don't even know what. A spare track, yeah. So just metallic again. And I know that this tank do not have tracks anymore, but maybe they are transporting a truck for a different tank. And there is a fuel thingy in here, which I'm gonna paint metallic as well. Alright. Let's just pick up this little bit of stay by leather. No, I just gotta cover it then. Yep, that's fine. Alright, so this all needs to dry before I'm gonna slap a wash on top of it, so I'll be back once it is dry. And a little bit of blast of a hair dryer and everything is dry. Now just grab something that have a lot of volume. Come on. Yeah, this brush can grab a lot of stuff and start just spreading the Argrax Earthshade all over the body. Yeah, I like the Nuln Oil, but Argrax Earthshade have a brownish tint, which I feel like is a little bit better for this. It doesn't bother me, like one or the other would work. Yeah, but for me this one seems a little bit better. And of course, since I'm not very specific about putting this on different areas, yeah, I'm just slapping this on and hoping for the best, expecting the worst. And if you blast it with the hair dryer, it's gonna pretty much stay where you applied it. And I want it to be, you know, dirtying up the model, and that's exactly what it's doing. So I'm happy with that. And of course, you know, I still have a bucket of this orangey rust paint. So I'm gonna be using that in a second. But let's just make a break and dry this off. It turned out that my cutting mat do not like hair dryer. It bow up from it, but that's how murky and, you know, sticky this looks right now. You can dull down this with any sort of dry brush, yeah, but I will leave it as it is. And I have the little orange nightmare with a sponge, yeah. So again, just grab a sponge, throw it into this, then empty as much as I can, not as much, but you know, a lot, and then start just sponging this around the tank. Oh, I forgot to Nuln oil the back. Who would have guessed? And you can see that, you know, one thing just gets so much paint on it. Yeah, so I'm gonna just go with the Nuln oil over the back because I forgot about that area. Yeah, and then we're gonna throw this on a spin table. Oh, there was some metallic in it. Well, now I have quite a mess on the back. But yeah, that's pretty much done. I'm just gonna take the towel, soak a little bit of that mixture in, and then I know it is still wet as heck, but just add a couple of this little rust effect, a little bit of this. Here it's gonna hide my mistake. Yeah, so I just need to wait for this to dry. Well, not really wait, I'm gonna blast it with hairdryer and probably twist my mat a little bit more and be right back. And here we have a kind of madness that my after midnight brain come up with. It's an amalgamation of two different vehicles, a tank and off-road army, maybe panzer car, whatever. Yeah, I actually enjoyed building it. Like, I was thinking that this crapalicious tank gonna just go to waste, but it really worked out together. It's a cool idea. I don't have a clue what team. Again, like with the sponsors, I read the sponsors, but I struggle, imagining which car would go to which team. Yeah. It seems like something, very heavy, maybe supply car or whatever. Yeah, but this is it for today. So if you liked it, of course, rate, comment, subscribe, help the algorithm to recognize me and other people to find me. And like always, have a lovely day. Take care, everyone.